Thank you so much. I'm really humbled to share this energy with you, and we're all here for a higher purpose. And today we're going to be talking on a topic that is very, very close to my heart, from personal journey and experience on growth and gratitude. But first, I'd like to thank Young Jewish Professional Organisation and Besser & Co for hosting this event. It's a really, really great privilege to be part of this community, and for all of you that's made it out this evening to hear this topic. So that's really great. And today I'd like to invite you to explore where you are today and where you want to be, and how you can use the practices that we'll be discussing in our talk today to live a more fulfilling and meaningful life that is authentic to you. So why am I here? I've always had a passion to help and empower people, and I've always had a great interest in why we do what we do and understanding why others do what they do. And my goal today is to empower you on a spiritual, physical, emotional, and mental level to embrace your own power and co-create the life that you truly want to live. And I'm privileged to share with you transformational approaches that have worked for me to create breakthroughs and essentially live a more conscious life. And by that I mean a life that is co-created in a way that utilizing your own power to create the life that you truly wish to live. As what we think and visualize is what we manifest and create through our thoughts, feelings, actions. We do create the experience we ultimately have. So I wanted to start off with a little alien.
First I was afraid, I was petrified. Kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong. I was strong, and I learned how to get along. And so you're
This is
back.
us living our lives just before
I
COVID,
walked in behind you, you got me back there.
going about our lives.
But you the one who got me straight with me. You got
We got it all figured out. This happens. Life happens. Has anyone experienced that? I certainly have. Let's get a sense enough around the room. We're feeling curious, relaxed, optimistic, free, safe, amazing. Sounds like we are empowered in this room. Brilliant. That's really good energy, huh?
Empowered.
Tired. Where's the tired? It's interesting the words we choose to reflect on how we're feeling in this moment. Yes, grateful, growing, amazing. Well, you're definitely in the right place, so that's for sure. Optimistic. Love it. Creative. Excellent. That's true. We are co-creating right now. Fantastic. Apprehensive. Growing. So lots of growth and lots of gratitude. That's brilliant. Okay. So with that in mind, we're feeling pretty good to discuss a couple of deep topics on journey of growth and transformation. Exploring what fear really, what it is that really stops us from where we want to be. Also have a deep dive around why we do what we do, understand ourselves and others, to be able to ascertain how we can connect and live a more authentic life. And also we'll be discussing my favorite topic, which is principles of manifestation, and understand how we can create the reality we truly desire. So let's get started. I want want you all to look around the room and find anything that you see that is grey. Grey. Okay, good, good.
Here.
Look in front of you, behind you, all around. Okay, enough time? Now let's close your eyes and put your hand up if you saw anything that was red. Great. Not everybody though. Not everybody though. Now open up your eyes and look for anything that is red. How many of you who didn't put your hand up before have noticed more red? Ah, now we've got more showing hands. Interesting. All right. Well, why is that? Because we get what we look for. Seek and you shall find. Oh, that's right. So what we look for in ourselves and others is what we shall find. So if you're focusing on something, then the chances are this is what you're going to notice. And we have the power to choose what we focus on and what we see, which leads us to the topic of growth and transformation and what really stops us from moving forward. Ultimately, what controls and determines the quality of our lives are our emotions. I don't know if you've noticed that before. But ultimately, the way you feel is based on the meaning you give to things. As meaning creates emotion, and emotion creates your life. So for instance, two people may be experiencing the same experience, for example, being made redundant. And one person may think, this is the end, where to from here? Whereas someone else in the same situation may be feeling, okay, there is a challenge here, but what can I do to embrace this opportunity? So two people with the same experience have a perceptual difference in how they perceive that particular event and the meaning they've given to that, which ultimately impacts the quality of life that they will live and the experience that they will have as a result of this event. And it's all based on the meaning we give to this experience, on the meaning we give to this event. Is it the end or is it the beginning? So to become emotionally fit, we need to create empowering habits in mastering our emotions. So what really stops us from moving forward, taking action, being our best, is fear. Fear. Who here has felt fear before? I certainly have. Fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of success, fear of love, being alone, fear, am I good, not good, all of these fears. And the answer to, and the secret to overcome fear, first and foremost, is to use fear. Use fear or it uses you. It's that simple. And there are two primary fears that all of us as human beings share. Ultimately, is that we're not enough or we won't be loved. So how do we deal with fear? How do we move through this? There are two ways to deal with fear. Firstly, is turn fear onto itself. And that involves asking yourself three key questions. Firstly, what is my greatest fear? What benefit has this fear had over my life to date? And why be free of this fear now? And the why is fundamental because it has to be more compelling than the fear itself to be able to overcome these deep-seated fears. So why is it a must? And the second way of dealing with it is to do what I like to call a rocking chair test. Imagine yourself 80 years old, sitting on a rocking chair, reflecting on life. And now think about that very thing that fear has stopped you from doing. If there is no regret, if you don't feel regret, then don't do it. But if there's something that you feel that you wish you would do, and you have regrets, and you feel you're not growing as a result of this, you feel blocked and stopped to move forward, then I suggest it's a good reason to consider your why and move through with that why and pursue and break through that habit. And ultimately, the difference between having fear and having faith is in one word, and that's imagination. Either we're imagining how our life will look like for the worse, which is fear, or we're imagining how our life will look like for the best. And it's all in the meaning that we give to this fear. So how do we overcome our emotional state? How do we master our emotions? And there are three ways, three forces. Firstly is our physiology, our focus, and our language. These are the three forces that can change our state in an instant. And it starts with our physiology, moving. You notice that when you go to exercise, go for a walk, go to the gym, what you have focused on before that movement instantly changes just simply by moving your body. Emotion is created by motion. So the way you feel and you move determines the way that you feel. Think about the difference between when you felt confident or felt upset or stressed. How was your body posture? Was it upright or slouching? How was your breathing? Was it fast and steady or incomplete? So it's very important to understand that as soon as we feel a particular emotion, the fastest way to change it is to move, action. And Harvard did a study actually on body postures and found that by holding yourself in a power pose for as little as 2 minutes, you measurably feel more powerful and more willing to take risks. And we know ourselves that when we come with confidence, our body is upright, we feel more in control, we feel our focus is clear. So the way that we hold our body is really, really important in how we feel. And so over the next month, pay attention to your body posture in relation to your feelings. The second force that drives our emotion is our focus. Now, we did an exercise before on the colors. So first we focused on blue, but not many people saw red in that first round. Brian did though. So it's important to notice where focus goes. Where focus goes, energy flows. Are we focusing on the glass half full or half empty? Do you notice it? Are you focusing on the past or the future? Because if you're focusing on the past, then you're living there. And if you're living in the past, you're really not present. And therefore, you're not really co-creating the future that you would like, because you keep creating the same experiences over and over again because you're still stuck in the past. And the recipe of letting go, for instance, if you're in that place of the past mindset and you feel regrets and you feel guilt and you still can't come out of that vicious cycle, the recipe is to accept. Accept that what you've done in the past is the best that you can do with the information that you have. And reflect, what meaning am I giving to this emotion? Again, is it the end or the beginning? Because that ultimately dictates on the results that you will get and what you attract in your life. And ultimately, the fastest way to change your focus, to connect with your higher self, is gratitude. Grateful, focusing on what we do have and not with what we don't have. It's so important. Trading our expectations for appreciation will change how you feel in an instant. We know about the bad, but we focus on the good. And the most important thing is that we have a choice. We always have a choice on what we focus on. And that's important because that brings our power back to us. The last force that controls our state is language. Fundamental. Our words, the words that we use, every word we speak and every thought we think is creating our future. And remember, it's only a thought, and a thought can be changed. It's like a computer. Our brain is like a computer. So if we get a negative thought, we say cancel, and replace it with another word, another thought in an instance. So think about something that you continuously repeat to yourself. Now, if you repeat it 3 times or more, it becomes an affirmation. And what happens? Affirmations, good or bad, we'll talk about our subconscious mind soon, but that's what we create. So pay attention to what you're saying to yourself repeatedly, self-talk, because that goes into your emotional gut, which ultimately creates the experiences that we have in our life, that we attract. And it all starts from the way we talk to ourselves. And of course then, that's how we talk to others. So now we're coming into a second part on our agenda, and that is to discuss why we do what we do. What are the ultimate drivers behind human action? And the good part is that there are only 6 reasons for our drivers. And true fulfillment comes from understanding our why we do what we do. So we all have 6 human needs. They're needs, they're not goals, they're not desires, they're needs. And we all have our way of meeting those needs. But what changes from person to person is the priority of those needs to us and how we behave to meet these needs. By understanding what your number 1 human need is and how that shapes your behavior, you can learn to create new patterns that lead you to a fulfilling life, essentially. So, also by understanding these values in relation to your relationships, what does the other person, whether it's at work or family or relationship, what are their values? What's their priority? Because that way you can understand how to best meet their needs and how you can align authentically together. So everybody has a way of meeting the first 4 needs because they are the needs of the personality of the ego. However, the last 2 needs of growth and contribution is where you will really find true fulfillment. They are the needs of the spirit. So let's deep dive into the 6 human needs. Firstly, certainty. If this is one of your top needs, life pretty much has to be more or less controlled, which is a nearly impossible expectation to fulfill, as the only constant in life really is change. So being too focused on control, like I said before, can interrupt the universe creating something better for you. Uncertainty. If uncertainty is one of your top needs, then the need for surprises, change is really important for you. Who here likes surprises? But are there surprises that you like? Because the surprises we don't like, we call problems. So the need for the unknown, it's interesting. So the key here is to reflect how to meet these needs in a balanced way. Because too much change could also be excessive. Significance. If significance is amongst one of your top needs, this translates to the desire of being seen, heard, listened to, noticed, feeling important. But again, what behavior do you do to meet this need? To feel significant, Do you need to dominate? Or to feel significant, you need to donate. You need to give back to the community. It all depends on how you behave to meet these needs. If connection and love is one of your top needs, then you may be seeking out close connections, close relationships, not just with others, but with self as well. But the flip side is, if this is a number one priority, we all need love and connection, we all crave that. But if it's at the expense of yourself and that you lose yourself in the process, then that's where it's already out of balance. So again, reflection on how you meet this need if it is one of your top needs. However, like I said before, the 4 needs that we just went through, they are the needs of our personality. But to feel true fulfillment in life, because there's only so much joy you can feel by yourself when you meet certainty, uncertainty, variety. But it's only when you grow and give that you feel truly fulfilled in life, that you feel a sense of purpose, a sense of contribution, that you really have a sense of meaning in your life. Understanding how our subconscious and conscious mind really dictates it all for us, we can now start to manifest. Understanding your system of beliefs, though, is pivotal to creating long-lasting change. So, how you feel about the universe is important. Is the universe an abundant place, or is it just abundant for other people? Because the universe only gives us what we think we deserve and we're worthy of. How do you feel about yourself? What repetitive words do you use to self? Because they are all affirmations. It takes no longer to think an empowering thought than a disempowering thought. Thoughts of wealth and abundance rather than lack and separation. And we talked about focus. Where focus goes, energy flows. So if we're focusing, I don't have that job, I don't have that house, I don't have that relationship, well, we're actually putting more energy into the lack and separation, and we're creating more of that. We're feeding more of that lack and separation, as opposed to focusing on what it is that we do want. And the quickest way, like I said, is gratitude. Okay, so come back to a place of what I do have and focus on that. And it's important to also, when situations come up, see things for what they are, not for worse than they are. And then act on them in the best way that you can through your creative imagination for the better. Understanding the law of attraction is also fundamental to manifestation. So if you can't feel your end result as being real, it cannot find you energetically. So we need to become a vibrational match to it. And we talked about how we can do that. So we set our intention, we're clear about what it is that we want, but we've got to let it go. We can't fear and say, where is it, you know? Because we're just creating more of that uncertainty. So we're not really certain that we're trusting the universe to give us that which we would like. And understanding that vibration is the primary law of attraction. And attraction is the secondary law. So you need to feel it before it can come to you. A really powerful way of feeling it before it comes to you is through the what if game. So instead of saying, when I attract my dream job or my dream role, I will feel amazing, I'll feel fulfilled. As opposed to, when I will attract my dream job, I will feel so empowered, so much passion, etc., etc. So it's really important to tap into the feeling so that that feeling can radiate on the frequency to match you. place of manifestation. Well, it's very important that the actual energy of the place that we're manifesting, it feels positive energetically. So having that energy awareness is really important. So if you're in a room that is dark, your creativity, imagination probably will be diminished, as opposed to if you're manifesting on the beach or somewhere where there's a positive, empowering environment. So place of manifestation is also important. Ability to focus your mind and practice clarity. So focusing on what you want, be clear on what you want, and let go of the outcome. Trust the universe. Because if you don't trust the universe, then there is doubt, and that is exactly the very thing that you're attracting. So again, consciously being aware of how you feel when you set that intention. Ability to relax. Can we manifest anything when we're in a state of stress? It's going to be a bit hard. So it's very important to keep up with that meditation, mindfulness practices, so that we can have a relaxed mind and come from that energy. So to summarize, key takeaways: everything is energy. We're all energetic beings. Your thoughts begin it. Your emotions amplify it, and your actions increase its momentum, ultimately leading to results of what we attract. Your intention must be clear, clearly defined, and in the realm of your possibilities. When I say that, I mean, well, we can't manifest, I would like to be the President of the United States living in Australia. So just got to be mindful of that. Like attracts like. Positive energy attracts positive people, positive experiences. See, people feel what you feel about you. Okay, so it's very important that first and foremost, there's this awareness of how I talk to myself. How do I feel? Because ultimately, that energy is contagious, one-on-one or with teams. Multiple purposes at the same time are difficult to manifest simply because your energy is not focused on one particular intention to manifest. So everything requires energy. Manifest in a positive environment and think, feel, and act as though you have already achieved your goal. And that is, really, if that's your path, is when you feel good around the experiences that are coming in, the people that you're attracting, by really connecting with how you feel. So I'd like to leave you with 3 decisions to create the life that you are dreaming of, to manifest. What intention are you going to manifest? Why is it a must and not a should? Remember I said must. It must be so compelling coming from your soul, because that will allow you to shift those really deep-seated programs that are blocking you from being where you are today, in areas that you're not happy with or fulfilled. And what actions are you going to take to create those changes? Because ultimately, that dictates your vibration and the results that you're getting. And final note, understanding rules of manifestation will lead to spiritual growth. So show up for your higher self. Shift your inner belief systems that are blocking you. Let go of limitations and attract more of what you desire in life. But not so that you can have more cash, more, experiences, etc. for yourself or significance, but rather to be present in a world that needs you more now, more than ever.
Forgive me, but because I started off talking about the book of, Kabbalah and the book of Tanya, and so much of what you said, and I think I'm actually going to, at the beginning of part 2, we're going to have like a 10-15-minute session. We'll talk about some of the meditations that we could do based on Kabbalah and how we could literally then, So guys, this is for real, right? June, I don't know if it's June 1 or whatever it is, but it is. We'll make it fly. Yes.